The crash of these two aircraft into the towers of the World Trade Center in New York appear to be an act of terrorism.
Today marks the 21st anniversary of the deadliest attack on the United States. Nearly 3,000 people died in the attacks on New York City, the Pentagon, and Pennsylvania.
Just such a tragic day. 21 years later, Fox 13 News reporter Chris Arnold spoke with two Utahns, one who lost two relatives on that day, and a retired colonel who was at the Pentagon when a plane hit there.
Mary Alice was the most delightful person you'd ever want to meet. She was always happy and always laughing.
Mary Alice Wahlstrom was Margaret Wahlstrom's mother-in-law. This was her sister-in-law, Carolyn.
Carolyn was brilliant and beautiful and very accomplished and very lovable.
Her two relatives, both passengers on American Airlines Flight 11, which was hijacked and flown into the North Tower of the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001.
They were coming home from, they had been back to Boston, and Carolyn's twins were going to go to school at the Rhode Island School of Design.
Mary Alice and Carolyn were two of the 92 passengers killed aboard the plane.
My husband turned to me that morning and he said, "This is just evil. You know, this is just pure evil."
Another Utahn, Brady Howell, was in the Pentagon on September 11th when a plane flew into the building, killing 184 people, including Howell. Retired Utah Army National Guard Colonel Craig V. Morgan was outside when it happened.
As I was going up the stairs to enter the Pentagon, that's when the plane hit.
21 years later, there are plenty of things Colonel Morgan say stick with him to this day.
It was so loud. And there was the litter, you know, the paper from the offices.
For those like Wahlstrom, she worked to get this 9/11 memorial dedicated in Kaysville 9 years ago.
We wanted it to be simple enough that, you know, it had the impact that we wanted.
Etched on the wall are the names of 129 men and women from Utah who fought in the War on Terror and the 3 Utahns killed on 9/11.
It also represents our youth growing up in this atmosphere and trying to make something better.
And it's the youth, like Wahlstrom's granddaughter Whitney, who she's trying to make sure know the gravity of that day and to never forget the lives that were lost.
To make sure that my grandkids not just know that planes went into the World Trade Center, but all of the things that surround that, the whys and what came out of it.
Places across the Beehive State also taking the time today to remember 9/11. The Healing Field flag display right here behind me in Sandy has more than 3,000 U.S. flags laid out to honor and remember the victims of the 9/11 terrorist attack, as well as the first responders who died that day trying to help others. In Sandy, Chris Arnold, Fox 13 News, Utah.